Alright legends, in today's video I will show you what to do as a new or returning player in New World Aeternum in the Season 10. So first things first, when you are level 1, you always want to follow main story quest, which has this icon. It's like two axes crossed. I'll show you on the map how it looks. I believe I got one right here. So this is the icon for main story quest. It even shows you here. This will give you the most experience out of any other quests. I do not recommend doing side quests unless it's something you want as a reward, but this is most likely just a waste of time, if you will. But if you want to do it, no problem. While you do main story quests when you level, I recommend doing faction missions because they will give you very good gear for at least 10 levels, maybe even more, at your faction commander, whatever. So for example here, you go with, I recommend doing PvP quests, missions, because they give the highest amount of tokens as well as reputation, which you need to level the faction yourself. And with each of the levels here, you will get or have to do a quest which shows on the map under your faction icon. For example, here, if I was to do Syndicate, I have to do quests here in Everfall. Covenant is down here, and Marauder, I'm not sure where, but yeah. So for every level, look at the map. It's usually in Everfall, and with the gear, for example, like, you know, hatchets, whatever, melee weapons with enchanted, which gives you more damage with light and heavy attacks. Some life staff if you want a fire staff, caster. The gear as well, armor itself gives you health and a socket, which is pretty good. You can, you know, slot in sockets. Very helpful. You can get some life skilling tools as well. And that happens or goes for every single level here on the left side. And eventually you want to get the max rank for your faction, because down here there is chromatic seal, which you need for endgame, but more about it in a bit or later. So there is also a triple daily bonus every day. So that's why I recommend PvP, because they give more than PvE, as you can see the difference here. But PvE and PvP is quite wild. So another thing I recommend. Now, once you get to level 60, you should go to Brimstone. This is from previous expansion, which is now free for everybody returning or new player, I believe. So do the main story quest in Brimstone. That should bring you to 65. And after the first initial quest in here, which you finish, I believe a new side quest will unlock for you in this location. This will give you Heart Rune slot in your gear right here, which is a special ability, which when you deal damage or take damage, you recharge the Heart Rune itself. There is many different versions for Heart Runes. You can check it out at, I believe, Gypsum Kiln. If you can, we can craft it with materia, which you get from dungeons. But you know, you also don't need to run dungeons in the main story quest or like while you level, because they have removed it. Before it was part of main story quest, but because of the queues and other stuff, it wasn't as good. I kind of like the change, but yeah. So you do the quest in Brimstone for the Heart Rune. That's important, and then you level 65. Once you're at 65, the new quest will unlock down here at Cutless Keys on the south, right here, for the new location, Nighthaven. So you take a quest here, you will take a boat, which will teleport you to this new location, Nighthaven, which you also do only main story quests, and you will finish level 70 very quickly. It gives you so much experience. And there are some very good side quests here. There is one that gives you a chromatic seal, which you take from the same NPC that you finish the main story quest at. And it's very quick. It takes you, I believe, to this little dungeon or somewhere here, and gives you chromatic seal, so that's free. That's very good. But yeah, once you finish main story quest, we will do as follows. We can still continue doing faction missions to get the reputation for the last rank or get the gear. The gear at faction vendor at max level is actually very good. Mainly the chest piece seems to be best in slot for most builds. I use it as well. Gives you shuriken fortification, synergy, and sacrificial empowerment, so that's mostly good for all builds. But you can get the whole gear as your starting setup, or even the weapon. I heard that, for example, on the Great Axe here, the perk that says the penetrating empowered is bugged. People do a lot of damage with this perk because apparently you get the benefit from it non-stop. There is no conditional, as well as the sword and shield. I've gotten clapped by someone with this sword, but that's just few things. But this is a good starting setup. But at level 70, there are many spots you can farm. I will show you right now which ones to farm, and they are absolutely amazing. First one is this right here. This is the ape grind spot, plus ape. People write it in the recruitment chat. So there is one boss. When you kill it, it spawns 3 little ones. and all of them drop items. This is like the main go-to farming spot right now. This drops between 2 fixed perks or 3 fixed perks, and then 2 either gem slot or skill slot, and then charms. So it's RNG if you want to get either or. There's also elite chest I will open in a second, and as you can see, a lot of loot. Now I do recommend getting raid because you need to tag the mobs, and if there are too many people, you will not just have you won't have a chance to tag them up. So I recommend going with a raid. That way, that's easy loot. Almost AFK farm. It's right here in Elysian Wilds in the right upper corner in the zone elite area. Now, if you there is a one ape that has explosion, which means if you kill it, it procs explosion and it will knock you away if you don't dodge it or block it. Now, mostly, or some of the times, you would get knocked over or knocked down from this little pillar, if you will. But have no fear. Down there is a portal that will teleport right on top of this spot. So that's no problem at all. Literally a portal. I will show it in a second. Where is it at? That's how I got to the location as well, from the waypoint. Once we kill these mobs. Explosion will proc here, I believe. Or it already did, not sure. But you could probably see some people falling down. But that, right there, down there, there is the portal next to the mammoth. It glows orange or red, I believe. So just step in there and it will spawn on top of this place. So that's no problem. Second spot is called Sun Tower. It's in the new zone, Nighthaven. I will show you in a second. It's a tower you have to climb all the way up. You can just ignore all these monsters. No problem. And here at the top, you will get 2 bosses spawning. It's like a hyper spawn. The more people, the faster the spawn is. That happens in all these spots. Again, I recommend getting raid because you need to tag both. And since there is a lot of people, you need to be fast. If you're solo, you need to be fast with tagging. But yeah, I will recommend raid. There's always a raid going on. Always on both spots. Here I can just get a raid. This one also has like explosion that knocks you away quite far. So I have been knocked away quite often. This can be also AFK spot. You can just stand there and, but yeah. Beware of these musicians. If you guys want to make some gold, you can just play music because everyone is spamming E button, which means people will give you 10 gold. And it's free gold for both parties, right? You salvage items you don't need, which, there are quite a lot of them. And you get gold for it. So 10 gold is nothing. But at these 2 bosses spawn, they drop a bag. You can also easily level the battle pass here overall on these spots. So yeah, again, this place is the only place that drops only 2 fixed perks. Not triple, but 2 fixed perks. And 3 free sockets. Either offensive charm, defensive, skill slot, or gem slot. So it's right here, Sun Tower, Tower of the Sun in Nighthaven Zone, right next to the Grand Carnival settlement. And you just, climb the top tower. And that's pretty much it. How you farm this spot. On the third spot you can farm is Mercy Redoubt. You can see all these golden baggies. Once again, raids are always here, but this spot is not really AFK. I mean, you can AFK, but you need to be pretty active here, killing monsters, which is actually more fun, I would say, rather than going full FK. So it depends what you're doing. While you're at work, for example, working from home, whatever, you can just grind the other spot, and then here going on the active one. Now, this spot is also the only spot that drops jewelry at random, not like guaranteed, but at random. Two spots, Ape spot, and the second one I just showcased, they do not drop jewelry, only armor and weapons. But here, a new zone, once again, it's called Mercy Redoubt. It's right above the waypoint or next to the settlement, Abyss Valley. And yeah, you just get baggies here, you tag the monsters. I have a feeling, I'm not sure if they nerfed this spot, but it kind of depends. Sometimes you just simply don't get it back. This loot is not from every monster, okay? Because it's open world spot. It's not elite monsters or named monsters, so they don't always drop a bag. So this is another spot, very good as well, mainly for the jewelry, like I said. Now on the 4th spot and the last one, this one is not picked up yet on our server Bifrost, but I know on Ares there are like 3 raids, 2 raids, but this monster, Adu, he always drops a bag. There is a chest behind him as well you can loot, but yeah, he always drops a loot. So, sometimes I even got 2 items. So this is in Cutless keys, in the middle, right on the, this is a single room with single monster. So you just kill him, he drops a bag. This one does drop jewelry as well. You can see 2 items in 1 kill. He does drop jewelry as well, but you need more players around here to make it spawn faster. So This is probably the go-to spot, I would say, or will be if it picks up on your server. But if I was to rank it, Ape is great for armor and weapons. Here, spot for jewelry, this is number two, excuse me. Number 3 would be probably the Mercy Redoubt, because again, you can get jewelry, but you need, again, on all these spots, you need more players. And that's how you get loot. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the gearing part. There is another part you can do, which is the chest runs in the world. You can see people in the recruitment chat right here, right? Plus CK, for example, that's for Cutless keys, Merc, Mines, whatever. So those stand for chest runs. Chest runs are elite zone areas, for example, like here, Brimstone in Cast Room. Big raids, running around, going for chests, killing monsters as well. So elites do drop some items too. But that's how you get gear as well. And also it gives you Umbral Shards, which you need to upgrade the gear from 700 to 800. Now, most of these spots, all of these spots I just talked about, dropped 730 gear score, which is good. This is going to save you some Umbral Shards, even though it's not that many. It's still going to save you some. I've gotten some 750 gear score items, but that's pretty rare. But usually it's just 730. Sometimes it is actually 700 normal. And another way to get gear, which is one of my favorite content right now, it's called Catacombs. It's like a roguelike dungeon with certain power-ups. Every room is different. You get trap room, you get a portal room, which you have to close the portal, corrupted portal. You have a boss room. And so Catacombs, within this mode, you will get 2 currencies. Catacombs right here, it's in activities. It's a 3-man. So best setup is triple DPS with 1 player having tank setup, no healer. That's a different video though, how to max out Catacombs. Let me know down below in the comments if you would like to see such video, boys. But two currencies, mythic rounds, and the normal sterlings here. So for sterlings, you can buy these chests. You can either buy materials which you need for crafting, the charms, new charms, or for 200 you can get chests with specific items. All these will give you 750 gear score, which is amazing. But this is also loot biased, which means if you have a hatchet, you will always get a hatchet. This also goes for all the spots I just talked about. If you want only 1 weapon to drop, you just unequip the second one and you'll always get the main one. Now, if you have light headpiece, you will always get the light headpiece. So that's how it goes. It's not based on your overall weight load. So you can get these chests. A good one is the trinket for jewelry. Now, all these items drop with 2 perks though. 2 fixed perks and 3 free slots. Again, skill, defense, gem. And for the golden ones here, you get set items, either overcharge or elementally charge. Overcharge is the best in slot for DPS builds like rapier, hatchet, blunderbuss, whatever. So I recommend going for this one. But there is 1 chest piece from elementally charged. If you go for a chest piece slot, it has an infix. Infix is a stat on an item, which takes away a slot, obviously, but it's got special perk, special procs, whatever. So this chest piece from elementally charged will give you 5% damage reduction from elemental damage. So 5% less elemental damage. That's pretty good for both PvP and PvE side. So if you can just buy a chest piece like that, you get permanent infix stat like that. And I think that's pretty much it goes for like what to do at endgame for now. And besides the PvE side, you can do the PvP. So we got 3v3 arena right here. We got Capture the Flag with 2 different maps, I believe, and then Outpost Rush, which is a battleground, 20 versus 20. This one does have a scaling, which is, does it show right here? Your gear is capped out at 775 gear score if you don't have it upgraded, so that's pretty good. You can even use the old gear from last season if you have 700 gear score. But yeah, you can also do mutations. This will drop 1 fixed perk with 4 open slots, I believe. But this can be quite difficult in M3s. That you can need a specific gear for this. This is also on a weekly rotation. And each of these dungeons, there's also different like mutation. This week we have Void, for example. Last week we had Arboreal, which is nature. So you need to also sack it for specific loot. And you can also get your artifacts from these dungeons if there are any. I don't believe there are any in this rotation right now. Besides that, also soul trials, that's a daily stuff. There are 3 soul trials you do daily. These have a chance to give you charms as well as a drop. And also they give you artifact, the flail, power stone, which you can do. It's best for healers, I believe. So it's another thing to do. And you will find it all in activities in here. There is a raid, there is a season trial and elite trials. For all these, you need to get groups or raids, excuse me. And yeah, there is just quite a lot to do. And then of course we get crafting. We got gathering, we got crafting, we got everything, right? Right here in this setup. So that's for craft. That's where the money comes actually. Now weapon leveling, how to level. I might make a separate video for this because the mastery leveling is in Great Cleave. They moved it. Some of you may remember where it was before, but they moved it in here in the middle. Battle Class Crossing. But I'll probably make a separate video for that. How to maximize it as well. But yeah, I believe G's and Gents, this was pretty much it. Also, one more thing, you can do the event now, which is the Halloween Balfazu boss. In every single capital city, there is NPC in the middle instead of the fountain, which shows, or the vendor, which shows what you can buy with it. There's chromatic seal every 3 days you can buy, which is also very good. And yeah, I don't want to make this video too long, but there is so much information. If I miss something, I will put it in the description or in the comment section, in the pinned comment. But I believe we probably covered the most. But with that said, G's and Gents, thank you very much for watching. You guys have a great one. I also stream every day on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, everywhere. So if you guys would come through, I would greatly appreciate it. But until then, good luck with the grind, homies, and see you next time. Peace.